Hey, it's me.
Hi.
So today I'm doing something a little bit weird. A couple weeks ago, I did this video called Shop With Me, where I literally sat here and shopped on Amazon for an insanely long period of time. And then I waited for the stuff to come in and I unboxed it with you guys. In that video, I found picture frames. And I had this idea. Would it be kind of cute if I customized some picture frames and then drew little pictures of my characters as if they're in photos? So the idea is, instead of taking photos of people and your friends, I'm just going to paint fake photos of my characters who are not real or alive. So much cooler than having photos of you hanging out with people. I wasn't sure how you guys would feel about it or whether you would want me to do that or not, so I kind of just threw it out there. Turns out a lot of people really wanted to see me do this. What am I gonna call this video? What is the thumbnail gonna be? Me painting my characters and then framing them. Nobody's gonna watch this video, besides the people who saw my shopping video and wanted to see me do this. It's probably just you guys here with me today. That's fine. Y'all were my favorites anyway. So I guess there's nothing left to do but to actually get started. So, I have the two frames here. We've got
Big boy
and
little boy.
let's start small. Let me just take all of this nonsense out. Here's the meat of it. We have the picture itself, lovely photograph, this little border insert, and the glass, which you can see my reflection in. So let me go ahead and make my face as disturbing as possible. I think I did a pretty good job with that. I have to decide if I want to use this white border or not. I'm still there. I'm still in there. But whatever, I'll decide that later. Let's put all of that aside for now. I'm gonna start with the frame. Here it is. Poof! There's my gesso. Let me just pop that open. Just pop it open. Just turn that. Yet, get that open. Pop it open. Obviously that's stuck. I got this jar opener a while back, but it's not large enough to use on my gesso container, so that's pointless. I guess I have no option. I'm just gonna power through this. Oh, there we go. Wow, that explains why this was so difficult to open. That is a world record paint booger right there. Wow! Thank you. Moving on from that, I'm gonna start gessoing. Unfortunately, my poor gesso no likey the picture frame, or maybe the picture frame no likey the gesso. I don't know, but they're not getting along. Because of the weird plasticky coating on the frame, the gesso is just kind of separating. There we go. It's separating. Let me just let it be, leave it to dry, and then I'll go over that again. As you can see with the second coat, they're still fighting a little bit, but they're in counseling and they're making it work. After 2 coats of gesso, it's time to paint. And speaking of my Shop With Me video, this is another product that I bought. It's Folk Art Paint. I've never tried this brand before, but they are super cheap, so I know they're not the best quality. They're a little bit closer to my typical color palette, so I wanted to give them a try. Some of you already know where I'm going with this. This paint hasn't even done anything, and you already recognize it. What? Who's this? Who's that? You already know. I don't get it. Here I go with the paint, and here's my speed product review. It's okay. I don't think I'm going to become a product review channel anytime soon. It's very watery, it's thin. I will still use it, but it's definitely not my favorite paint. Also, I've decided I'm not liking this green, actually. It's too muted. It looks sad. You're bumming me out. So I'm going to go ahead and brighten that up a bit, and I'm going over this again. And is it just me, or is this paint harder to blend than usual? Maybe it's because it's so thin. I don't know, but I was having an unusually difficult time blending with this paint. This should be easy, but it wasn't. But that could just be me being a failure. Not again. Eventually, I did get a decent blend on that. And to add to this, I'm going to throw on some little spots. Just random little spots. They don't mean anything, really. Shh, don't spoil it. And then my signature down there. And I'll throw a nice clear coat over that to protect my paint. What is that piece of lint doing in there? Get out of there. Now for the most important part. I'm going to get out a piece of watercolor paper and I'm going to start working on the photo. Here's the glass, and I'm just going to use this as my template so I know how big to make my painting. There we go. Now I already know exactly what I'm gonna do here. I've already designed the frame to match this painting that I haven't even made yet. I guess I kind of did that backwards, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh well. So I'm sketching out my design here, having a little trouble with this fellow's face. Maybe you recognize it, even while going through this turmoil of development. What has happened to his head? It's Pickle. Pickle's face gives me more trouble than most of my characters, even though it's literally 4 black dots. It's so simple that it's difficult. Let me go over that with my outline, which I struggled with just a little bit, as you can tell by this very terribly drawn line. Gosh, have you ever used a pen before? That's what I want to know. It's because this is watercolor paper, which is actually quite textured, and I'm really not used to that. Are you even supposed to use fine liners on textured paper? Is this illegal? The lines just ended up having to be a little bit thicker than I was planning. You know how you mess up a line and then you just have to make it thicker and thicker to hide it? Yeah. For the background, I just outlined everything in gray colored pencil because I want that to stay light and kind of be in the background. Okay, here's the outline drawing. Now, bringing in my new watercolor set. Woo! So in my shopping video, I mentioned an idea that I had for one of my fake photos. You know, the word fake has such negative connotations. Let's call it faux, not fake, faux. It's a faux photo. A photo. In that video, I mentioned an idea that I had, so I just decided to go with that, just in case you guys have already gotten attached to it. So I have here Pickle and his cousin Derp, and they're having a little snack at an ice cream parlor. Don't ask me how Derp got a burger at an ice cream parlor. Also, he's not using a plate. That may be because Pickle and Derp live in a perfect universe where germs are not a thing. But mostly because I didn't feel like drawing a plate. So they're casually eating, and then Cousin Derp whips out a camera, grabs Pickle by the neck, causing him to drop his ice cream cone. How rude. I hope he's gonna reimburse him for that. And boom, snaps this photo. His arms don't look quite long enough to be capturing this angle, but maybe he's got a selfie stick. So here I go, finishing up some of the background details in colored pencil, and then I'm adding Pickle's spots in Posca. Wow, I've used watercolor, colored pencils, and Poscas. Yes, it's a multimedia piece. And by the way, I have recently shown you quite a few new pieces of merchandise that I've added to my shop, but there have actually been several little things that have snuck in there, and I haven't even gotten the chance to show them to you. So do be sure to check out my store if you're interested in cute merchandise. It is very full right now. There is no shortage of cuteness and things. The link will be in the description for that. Thank you. So I'm just gonna cut off the edges. That feels good. Nice. And now bringing all the pieces back together. I did try on the border and I hate it, so that's gone. And all that's left to do is just assemble everything back together, and there we go. This came out so cute. I love how their little faces are squished together. Ooh! The frame looks nice too, although I almost wish I had done something that contrasted with them a little bit more. It's very matchy, but still, I'm very happy with this. It's gonna look so cute sitting on my shelf. All right, I've leveled up. This time I'm gonna tackle the larger frame, and that's my camera in the reflection. I hate filming glass. It's so distracting. All right, you know the drill. Get all of that out, and we have the frame. I'll spare you the gesso versus frame episode 2 and just cut to the chase. You're welcome. Now that the frame is nicely gessoed, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the whole thing white. So here we go, slathering that on. Some nice close-ups of that. Ooh. Now, on top of the white, I'm going to decorate this frame with some cow spots. And I started with my signature here, but then I messed it up. Tried it over here, but then I messed it up. Oh geez, okay. I got it that time. Yay! You are so successful. That's alright, we'll just cover all that up with a nice cow spot. So if you're really good, you may know what character is gonna be in this photo, but a cow print is much less telling than the spots of last time. This was super quick and easy to do, but
oh, it is freaking adorable.
Okay, so now we're ready for the drawing. Ready for this? Ready for this? Ah, boom, there's my sketch. Oh, it's so much, so soon. Take it all in. Here we go with the outline. And as you can see, we've got the scared chicken, Wilfred. That's where the cow print comes from. And Winifred. There we go. Moving on to the painting. So this photo, I gotta stop saying it like that. Just know that it's spelled different. This photo is a bit more candid than the last one. I realized that I have two characters that I've made who were both absolutely terrified all the time. So I thought it would be fun if we had them meet each other. And of course the meeting went as you would expect. Winifred looks darn near ready to pop a vessel, and Scared Chicken, he's a very chicken. Okay, that's official. Introducing Chicken, the most chicken of all the chickens. He looks like he's so scared, he's trying to fly away or about to poop. And then Wilfred, dear Wilfred. Now, if you don't know, Wilfred is Winnie's best friend, and he's always there for her for moral support, and he means well, he really does. The problem is he's a bit oblivious. He's a simple little guy. He sees a camera and he just goes right ahead and poses for the picture. He's completely unaware of the chaos that's happening behind him, but this all makes for a wonderful scene. Also, you may be wondering about this yellow blob in the corner. That's actually Georgie. He's the one taking the picture. He wanted to capture the moment. He's also captured his wing. Now, I actually thoroughly enjoyed making these little paintings. One, because I got to use my characters. Two, because I had an excuse to come up with some stupid little backstories. And lastly, I actually really enjoyed making the backgrounds, which is funny because I feel like I oftentimes skimp out on the backgrounds when I draw things.
Yeah, whatever, background. It's a background.
But since this is a photo, I thought, it's actually pretty important to have a clear background so that it looks more like they're actually in a place together. I did definitely struggle with the clouds a little bit. I kept trying to make them better, and I made some weird choices with those clouds. Why? But overall, I think this is such a cute drawing. I have to say my favorite part of it is Wilfred. Oh my gosh, what a cutie. Let me just cut off the edges of this. It's so adorable. Ooh, and I'm so much happier with the combination of the drawing and the frame on this one. I like that the frame design is related to the picture, but it also contrasts with it nicely. And that's it for today. It was so hard to choose which characters to put in these. Clearly, I've left so many out. Maybe I could do this again. I don't know. We'll see how badly this video flops. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I had a blast with this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!